Good evening and welcome to the latest episode of the Boardmasters with me, Chris Mullins, and tonight I will be unboxing Endangered. Primarily Endangered New Species because this is the new Kickstarter that's fulfilled. Got the base game with the expansion and the Panda expansion as well. Now, because of the age of the game and how long it will make the video, I'm not going to unbox the core game of Endangered right now. There are numerous other videos on YouTube already showing that, so check those out if you want to see the core game. But it's going to be basically the same as what we see in the expansions, just with some different animals. So they have like the tigers in there and the sea otters, I believe. But I will unbox the Panda expansion. I'll probably do that first because, again, I don't imagine this will have been showcased much because it was just a little standalone expansion with a singular scenario in it. But who doesn't love pandas? So, I mean, yeah, you gotta love pandas. Not only are they super, super cute, but those videos you see on Facebook and things when they're like the funniest drunk friend you'll ever see, just falling over and everything, they're absolutely hilarious. And you've got these absolutely gorgeous minis, well, meeples. Again, I'm generally a minis guy, but the screen printed meeples in this game look absolutely gorgeous. So we've got the pandas. Got the scenario, so 3 ways to play. So difficulty settings, so easy, you only need 3 yes votes in a voting year to win the game. Normal, standard, and hard, the fragmentation instant impact card causes you to lose 3 pandas instead of 2. So just running through the setup and the basic rules in that. Obviously, these 2 expansions, you need the base game to play. It probably goes without saying, but thought I'd better clarify that. And then we've got the cards. So we've got very cute little baby pandas. And obviously, pandas are famous for their low birth rate. Poachers. I'm angry already just seeing poachers in the game because anyone that's capable of doing that is vile, to be quite honest. Bamboo flowering, so okay. Lose an animal that's part of a mating. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, so that's a lot of bamboo dying when it flowers. Okay. Then we've got operating cards and the Chinese national animal, not anthem. Fragmentation. So that's the bad one from the setup. If you want to play on hard, instead of losing 2 animals, you lose 3. But obviously it's only a singular scenario, so there's not going to be too much there, but that is the panda scenario. Let's get that out of the way a bit, and then we can dive into the new content from Endangered New Species. And obviously the base game came out before I got into the hobby, so it's only when I saw the Kickstarter for the expansion and the reprint that I became aware of it. And I don't know if love the theme is the right way of saying it, because obviously you're trying to protect animals from going extinct, which is quite a depressing theme really, but conservation and things is something that I am passionate about. I drive an electric car and I've gone pretty much vegetarian recently because of the damage meat and stuff causes to the environment and whatnot. And again, not me preaching before anyone gets upset about that, but it is getting to the part where we all have to do our bit, and this theme sort of ties into that in a way. So this is the sort of new celebrity influencer. Guessing the die is going to be related perhaps to the voting. Celebrity. After another player places on an action that came from the celebrity deck, you may reclaim 1 of your dice from an action. I'm guessing based on the colour these are linked. So you can adopt an animal, protest, non-profit. I'd be interested to see if these are standard cards throughout, because they seem pretty generic. They don't seem necessarily specific to a celebrity, although that one does. But maybe that they're highlighting the things a celebrity can do to spread influence and awareness and draw attention to campaigns and things. And then we've got more of these wonderful minis. I was going to say screen printed there, and some of them certainly are, but the first ones I'm diving into are the polar bears, and unless you're going to put a black dot on the nose and the eye, there's not much you can do to screen print a polar bear. And we've got the clownfish. They're not clownfish, they're something else. Because obviously clownfish is Nemo, and these certainly aren't Nemo. It's gone out of my head what they are. Then we've got the Jaguars. Very nice. Love a big cat. Obviously, love a small cat in this house. Except for when the board games are out, because they're a nightmare. We've got the Condors, which almost feel like a myth to me, really. I mean, condors have always been something people talk about as this sort of otherworldly, near extinct thing for as long as I can remember. And we've got beautiful elephants. Again, anyone that's poaching these for their tusks is just vile. Or hunting them for trophies, even worse. I think these are the tapirs. They certainly look like tapirs. And from what I understand, they are linked in with the Jaguar scenario. Oh, we got some baby tapirs. And these are very cute. There we go. Very cute little tapirs. Little babies that I'm assuming the Jaguars are going to be devouring. And then wonderful sea turtles. Again, beautiful, incredible, majestic creatures that we want to try and protect. Now, what does it say on here? Endangered New Species. This is the general rules. So it's just going to focus on the setups and things, because obviously the general rules I assume are going to be in the core box. California Condor, elephant scenarios, each with different difficulty settings, which I like. Adds a lot of replayability. Putfish, Devil's Hole putfish. That's it. And yes, the tapirs are related to the Jaguars. So not as in family, but in terms of the scenario. Lots and lots of baggies in there. Which I suppose is maybe a strange thing for a game that's about conservation, throwing hundreds of plastic baggies in here. We've got all the various tokens. Obviously the ice caps melting for the polar bears. I'm guessing that's going to be your plastics for the sea turtles. And deforestation, possibly for your Jaguars. And I would guess this sort of dry, desolate desert may be related to climate change, but linked to the elephant scenario, probably. What do we have in here? Oh, a campaign mode. I like the sound of that. So I'm guessing, oh, well, some of them aren't compatible with certain things, but I guess you draw these at random. Campaign mode. After years of struggling to save endangered species, your team finally gets the news it's been waiting for. A major global environmental conference has been scheduled to push forward a groundbreaking resolution on wildlife protections. Your team has been tasked with proving that it's not too late to save these species. Success will secure the necessary support to pass the resolution. You'll have to undertake a series of missions to prove that the resolution's goals are achievable on a global scale. Is your team up to the challenge? The campaign is a series of up to 5 games. Each game must choose a different species, and winning a game makes the next game harder, while losing makes the next game easier. So yeah, before each game, randomly draw one campaign card that hasn't already been used. Obviously, I guess you just draw a new one if it's not compatible with the scenario you're doing, and then it has different scenarios for if the previous game was a win or a loss, and it will give you different objectives based on that. And track your wins and losses. If you achieve 3 wins out of 5 before, or if you achieve 3 wins before you suffer 3 losses, your campaign is a success. So it's going to be 3 out of 5 basically for that, which I must have been ignorant of because I completely missed that. And then I guess these are all the influencers and people who vote. So your celebrity, environmental lawyer, lobbyist, philanthropist, TV wildlife host, and your zoologist. Various country cards, which are going to be, I think these are the, I guess, the voting nations of the world that you've got to convince. And then we got the bulk of the game, which is these 2 packs of cards. I'll get quicker at opening these things one day. You'd think I'd had enough practice by now. Oh, that was tight. Oh, so we start off with some dead condors, which is depressing. Lead poisoning. Wildfires, obviously a big problem in California these days. Pesticides, which damage the eggshells. Microtrash, which is going to have the same impact, I'm guessing, as the plastics in the turtles. And then power lines, and then you've got more poachers for the elephants. So again, these are going to be a variety of negative impacts as well as positives. Ambassadors month is an annual period where a bull elephant becomes extremely aggressive. That's why most captive elements are female. I didn't know that. Okay. Trade regulations, so not trading in live animals. War, obviously. Environmental ignorance, there's a lot of that. Circus reform, so that's always a positive that they're not being used in circuses so much. And then we're into the jaguars and tapirs, so you've got your fragmentation again, illegal hunting, wildlife trafficking, of course, and then more positive communication campaigns and research grants and things like that. And I would imagine it's going to be very similarly themed in here, just with the polar bears and the pupfish and the turtles. So yeah, climate change, going to be a big theme running through this. Oil spills, hunting, again, just baffles me why anyone would want it. For food, I get, but yeah, I don't know, I think buying this game might be a mistake, because if every time we lose, I'm just going to get depressed. Skinny dipping. Okay, in April 2016, 3 drunk men broke into Devil's Hole. One of them went skinny dipping in the pool and killed at least 1 fish. Okay, so with your Devil's pupfish, you're going to have fish killed by skinny dippers, which is maybe not as big of a awareness. Well, I guess it raises awareness. It's not something I would necessarily anticipate would be a big killer of fish, but in 2006, the population fell to just 38 fish. Okay, well, that's incredible that we managed to maintain the existence of the species, really. I mean, it's, depressing thought that we managed to drive so many things to extinction. And then fishing bycatch. I mean, I've watched Seaspiracy recently. Obviously, I know it's a very one-sided documentary and you've got to take things with a pinch of salt, but the numbers on bycatch do speak for themselves, and that's a large part of why I don't eat fish anymore either. And obviously then you've got the big plastic problem, ecotourism, which is good if it's there for helping, not And of course, global warming makes its appearance in there again. But that is everything in the Endangered New Species expansion, as well as the Panda expansion, Panda scenario expansion for the core game. And as I said at the beginning, I'm not going to unbox the core game right now. If you want to see it, then let me know. But as I said, there are other videos on YouTube where you can see that. But I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. Look after yourself, stay safe, and have a good one. Bye-bye now.